Hello friends, this is Prashant and today I will show you all about AWS IAM 101. Before I tell you about IAM, let's know why it is noted with 101. If you are not American, you should know this term 101, which means the topic is for beginner in any area. If you just started learning AWS, then you should first learn all about IAM. What IAM is actually and why we need to learn about this. I will clear all of your doubt in this tutorial. AWS Identity and Access Management is one of the most important service available in AWS. It helps you to create and control other services for different users' authentication, or you can simply control their access limit to a certain set of people who uses your AWS resources. You can easily switch resources as you need them within the cloud, as identity and access management is at the heart of AWS security because it empowers you to control access by creating users and group, assigning a specific permission and policy. Let's look at some of the key features that make IAM so versatile and powerful. These are authentication, authorization, fine-grained permissions, shared access to AWS accounts, AWS organization, or identity federation. Let's discuss in detail all about these features. Authentication or identity management of AWS IAM consists of the following identities like users, group, role, permissions. In case of user, an IAM user is just a person that need to interact with your AWS resources or services, either from the AWS console or with the AWS CLI. When you create a new user, no credentials are assigned and the user does not have any permission to access any of your AWS resource. An IAM group is basically a collection of users and permission assigned to those users. Basically, a group provides a convenient way to manage permission for users with similar needs by categorizing them according to their jobs, function, roles, department, then permission for all those users and be managed at once through the group. In case of roles, an IAM role is an entity which defines a set of permissions the role can be performed and what entities can assume the role. It is not directly linked to the person or any service. Rather, it can be assumed by any resources that the role grant permission to. Role credentials are always temporary and rotated periodically by the AWS STS, or you can say session token services. For this reason, it is recommended to use role over directly granting user or group permission. Additionally, roles allow you to grant multi-account access to your AWS resources from users, services, and apps that aren't part of your business. The concept of user and group will be familiar to most system admin, but IAM role can often be unfamiliar. Instead of assigning permission to entity directly, role allow an entity to be granted permission temporarily to perform tasks. This enforces the least privilege principle, which is based on both identity and time, as you can restrict entities to both the minimum amount of access needed as well as the minimum amount of time needed to complete a task. To understand this, let's say an example, like any admin of your organization accidentally issue command to delete a production resource in an environment where permission are controlled entity with user and group. This command would go through. On the contrary, In any environment control with role, this command would only go through if the admin had recently assumed the delete production resource role or something similar. This allows services and user to have an capability to do everything their task required while minimizing the risk of compromised credential and systems. Next feature of AWS IAM is authorization. In simple word, authorization is the process of specifying exactly what action a principal can perform and cannot. In AWS, by defining specific privileges in policies and associating those policies with principals. These policies are attached to IAM user, IAM groups or roles. So these policies define what identity can access with HTTP API route. Let's understand about policies first. And you can see there are 824 pre-built policies already available in AWS policy panel. A policy is a document. If we expand, so we can see so you can see it is a pre-built policy. So it is a document with a set of rules having one or more statement. Each policy grants a specific set of permission and can be attached to any of IAM identities like users, user group and roles. These policies are written in JSON or YAML format and each policy has a name. Like you can see it is a JSON based policy written here and the policy name here is Access Analyzer Service Role Policy. These are basically two type of policy, managed policy and inline policy. All you are seeing here is basically a managed, like you can see managed. So all these are managed policy. If we talk about managed policy or inline policy, so you can create managed policy and attach it to multiple entities. AWS has built-in managed policy that cover a wide variety of users. As you can see, there are lots of policy already available. I already told. These type of policy can also create their own managed policy. If we talk about inline policy, these policies are directly applied to IAM entities and do not have distinctive ARN. Like it is not a managed policy. So you can see here. You can use inline policy for a specific objective, which make them not reusable. So the basic difference between managed and inline policy is managed can be reusable and inline cannot be reusable. Like if we talk about any of the managed policy like access analyzer service role policy, so we can use it lots of time, but in case of inline policy that can't be used next time if once it assigned to any identities of IAM. AWS itself use of managed policy so that permission are more standardized and can be reused. Another term in IAM is permission. Basically, a permission enables you to perform action on AWS resources. Like you can see here in a policy, here is a lots of permission assigned with this policy, like get role, list role, describe key, get key policy, list grant, list key, list functions, list layers. So all these are permissions. When a new user group is created, it has no permission. We will see it just by creating a new user and group and role all. So whenever a new user group is created, it has no permission or policy, but it must be attached to allow action to be taken on AWS resources. You can assign a numerous of permission to all its identities like user, group or roles. Permission are assigned in two ways, identity based or resource based. So you can see here this is EC2 based, this is EC2 which is an resource of AWS. So it is a resource based permission and also identity based. Like if we talk about so you can see here lots of identity based permission assigned here, and the policy name is administrator access amplify. So permission are basically of two type, resource based and identity based. In identity based, policy attached directly to the user group or roles. With all its amazing capabilities and potential, the learning coverage around IAM lack the gravitas it deserves. Stay tuned with my channel to my next upcoming tutorial on AWS IAM with hands-on example. And if you like this theoretical video, then don't miss to hit the subscribe button and bell notification